beyond traditional teaching roles and convincing individuals who actively seek to integrate and improve educational systems. This involves identifying gaps and opportunities within education and then developing and implementing effective solutions. These solutions can range from designing multi-educational programs and developing cutting-edge learning technologies to establishing alternative educational models. Crucially, entrepreneurs blend educational vision with entrepreneurial principles, focusing on creating sustainable and scalable initiatives. Let's go straight to the first discussion, is terminology of entrepreneurship in education. So, as you can see, the two most frequent terms is built in are entrepreneurship, enterprise education, and entrepreneurship education. For enterprise education, this terminology primarily used in the United Kingdom and has been defined as focusing more broadly on personal development, mindset, skill, and abilities. And entrepreneurship education, this terminology focuses more on the specific context of setting up a venture and becoming self-employed. So in entrepreneurship education, this terminology that's often used and familiar is like identifying opportunities in business, marketing and sales, planning and development business or project, financial investment, and the last is self and team development. Continue to the second discussion is wide and narrow views on entrepreneurship. So guys, for your information, entrepreneurship is not only limited to the entrepreneurial individuals, but also entrepreneurial opportunities and the relation between the individuals and the opportunities. In the educationals, the mind the two terms enterprise and entrepreneurship education, right? This indicates that there are two quite varying views on what is meant by entrepreneurship, one term wide and one term narrow. According to the narrow definitions of entrepreneurship, it is about opportunity, identification, business development, self-employment, venture creations and growth, that is becoming an entrepreneur. According to the wide definitions of entrepreneurship, it is about personal development, creativity, self-reliance, initiative thinking, action orientations, that is becoming entrepreneur. So, what definitions and approach is used properly affects educational objectives, target audience, charge content, design, teaching methods, and students' assessment procedures, leading to a wide diversity of approaches. Next discussion is about educating about, for, and through entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship education is often categorized through three approaches, namely about, through, and for. Teaching about entrepreneurship means a content-laden and theoretical approach aiming to give a general understanding of the phenomenon. It is the most common approach in higher education institutions. For example, like innovations and risk-taking. For teaching for entrepreneurship means an occupationally oriented approach aiming at educating and entrepreneurs their basic knowledge and skills. For example, like planning, marketing, and financial management. And the last is teaching through, means a process-based and often experiential approach where students go through an actual entrepreneurial learning process. For example, like work together in teams and to develop and market a product or service. Next is following creations as the common core and all entrepreneurial education. Following creation stands as a fundamental concept at the heart of entrepreneurial education. It purpose of learning beyond simply starting a business to the broader ability and willingness to generate value for others. This perspective is increasingly recognized as a crucial element in developing entrepreneurial mindsets and competencies applicable across various career paths and not just for other business owners. Here's a breakdown of why growing patience is considered the common core of entrepreneurial education. The first is core of entrepreneurship. For entrepreneurships, focusing on growing patience helps to move beyond the narrow limitations of entrepreneurship, solely as business creations. The next is develops essential competencies. Entrepreneurial education centered on value creation fosters a range of crucial skills and attitudes, including things like opportunity identification, creativity and innovations, problem solving, resourcefulness, proactiveness and initiative, collaboration and communications, critical thinking and resilience and adaptability. Next is applicable beyond business startups. The ability to create is a universally valuable competency regardless of a student's future career aspirations. Next is enhances learning and engagement. When students are tasked with creating something of value for others, their learning becomes more purposeful and engaging. The next is provides a framework for curriculum design. Centering entrepreneurial education and selling creations offers a clear framework for designing curriculum and learning activities. And the last is aligns with societal needs. By emphasizing the creations of value for others, this approach encourages students to consider the broader impact of their action. Next discussion is entrepreneurial competencies. Entrepreneurial competencies are the skills, knowledge, abilities, and personal achievements that individuals effectively perform tasks and achieve success in entrepreneurial endeavors. They are the underlying characteristics that enable entrepreneurs to identify opportunities, start and manage business and drive growth and innovations. In essence, entrepreneurial competencies are the building blocks that empower individuals to navigate the complexities and uncertainties of the entrepreneurial journey and to create and grow successful ventures. They are often seen as a key driver of economic growth and innovations. The next discussion is the debates around entrepreneurial education. The debates surrounding entrepreneurial education are complex and reflect the diverse perspective on its purpose, content, and learning. Here are some key areas of contentions or maybe assumptions and questions that rise. For example, first, the defining entrepreneurial education. Debates that might arise such as what is it or what is it for, and goals and objectives. Debates that might arise such as job creation versus skill development and economic impact versus individual growth. Next is curriculum and pedagogy. The debates that might arise such as theoretical knowledge versus practical experience, generic versus industry-specific content, teaching methods and assessment. Next is educators and resources. Debates that might arise such as teacher training and availability of resources. And the last is effectiveness and impact. Debates that may arise such as measuring success and long-term impact. And the last discussion is comparing entrepreneurial education to other pedagogical approaches. So, this slide will compare the main focus, learning methods, and other important aspects between entrepreneurial learning methods in the entrepreneurial educations. For learning methods, like for example, like experimental, actions-oriented, and risk-taking, and traditional pedagogical approaches for learning methods. For example, like passive learning and lectures reading. Next is emphasis for in the entrepreneurial educations for emphasis, for example, like doing, grading, and adapting, and traditional pedagogical approaches for the classes, for example, like knowing, understanding, and applying. Next is in the entrepreneurial education for role of failure, for example, like learning opportunity and the traditional pedagogical approaches for role of failure, for example, like often seems as negative, and entrepreneurial education for uncertainty and risk-taking, such as embrace and manage, and the traditional pedagogical approaches, such as generally avoided. And the last is in the entrepreneurial educations for desired outcomes, such as entrepreneurial mindset and practical skills, and traditional pedagogical approaches for desired outcomes, such as subject matter expertise and analytical skills. Okay, maybe